I'm Philip Kroski. I'm the Senior Vice President of Sunrise Senior Living. Uh, I wanted to introduce our team. Um, we have a fairly robust group of individuals, both on the line and then who support this proposed project. Um, my partner and everything that I do is Andy Coelho. He's our Senior Vice President of Construction and Design. As we get through into this process and project, if you have questions or concerns about design and construction, Andy and his team will be certainly part of that as well. No matter what, I'll be your principal point of contact. Jackie Dominguez is with Sunrise, who handles a lot of our due diligence and upfront work. John Walker, also with Sunrise, is our architect. He does all of our interior design planning and site planning, along with Chuck Heath, who also does our interior and exterior site planning. And Simon Staley, who is right here, he's with me, and he helps me do all the things that we do to bring these projects to fruition. Additionally, we have a local land planning office. While my office is in Maryland or in Virginia, we are local developers and local operators, which we'll talk about in a moment. We have a huge operating presence in the Los Angeles region, but our local land presence is run by Greg McCafferty and Lindsay Ortega. They're Sagecrest Planning. And Lindsay will be speaking with us this evening as well and providing a lot of commentary and answers to questions. From our civil engineer, we have Brittany Knott. From our architects, we have Jeff Backyern, Nick Widener, John Paris, and Nancy Sue. They're with HPI. They're also local. Also, Fusco is local to the area. And finally, Tatum Consulting is our construction management firm. We have a construction management firm that we hire to help represent Sunrise's needs on the site with the general contractor to ensure the project is being built as proposed, as expected, and to respond to any neighbor issues or concerns along the way. And that's run by Chris Tatum and Jeff Bernards. So with that, let me take a moment and introduce Sunrise to you. I hope you know us. If you don't know us, Sunrise is a 40-year-old company. Our mission is to champion quality of life of all seniors. And that's what we do, and that's what we're most proud of. And what I really want to start this dialogue with you all is so that you recognize that I'm not a real estate developer, and we're not a real estate company. We're an operating company. We build these buildings specifically for the use of the community, for those residents and people in your community in need of assisted living and memory care. And assisted living is defined as activities of daily living, people who need some additional help with walking, bathing, dressing, going to the bathroom, eating, medication management, and those with memory issues and Alzheimer's and dementia. We also care for those, and we'll also be caring for those in this building should we be fortunate enough to get it approved. We are considered the leading provider of senior living services in the nation. We're one of the largest, and we're certainly one of the oldest. Many of the companies that you might know have people that have come out of Sunrise, and we're very proud of that lineage because we believe that senior care is something that is not competitive in nature. It's something that's important and it's needed. And so we're very happy to be able to provide that senior care. It is a premium product offering. We are that leading brand. We do have 24 total communities, 5 of which were developed since 2016 in the greater LA area. And as you can see here, we're international in the UK and in Canada. But most important for you all to know is while we're a big company, our team, the 24 communities that are in LA are local to the community. Our executive directors and our operating team and our team members are from that area. And we do a lot in the community. We get involved with the Better Business Bureau, the Chambers of Commerce. We get involved with religious institutions. We have intergenerational programming with elementary and high school children. So we're a really integral part of community beyond just providing that levels of service for those who need it. Going back to the size of I'm getting some feedback from somebody. I think that's you. Will you mute? Okay, I think I got it. Sorry about that, everybody. I hope everybody heard me. So we are a very large company. We have 32,500 team members. We put a lot of effort and time in training our team members. These are very important people. They're dealing with some of the frailest people, frail seniors who need a lot of care and they need a lot of help. And so all of our team members are drug tested, they're screened, they're nationalized, they're making sure that they are really the best in class. And then we train them exceptionally well. And we give them significant ongoing training, and we pay them very well. Our quality is second to none. We have the National Baldrige Awards on most of our buildings, as represented here. But additionally, I want to talk specifically about kind of this building. This building should be able to serve at total full capacity, which we would love to say that our buildings are always full, but generally they run about 93% capacity, 94%. That's the general nature of an assisted living building. But if we were totally full, we'd probably serve about 109 residents. We create about 92 local jobs. Now that's a total number of full-time employees by the number of hours. Some of our employees are full-time, some of our employees are part-time, but if you look at the overall full-time employees, it would be about 92. That's split up into 3 different shifts of max 30 in the morning, 25 in the afternoon, and about 4 to 5 overnight. Our buildings are absolutely beautiful. We put an enormous amount of effort into ensuring that they add to the aesthetic and design of the surrounding area in which they're built in. Our residents are very demanding on ensuring that these buildings are beautiful, both the day that we build them and 20 years afterwards. Our landscaping is gorgeous, our exteriors are gorgeous. Our residents are very demanding, the families are very, very demanding. As such, we ensure that these buildings look that way. They're very designed to fit into the surroundings. And you'll see when we're done with this presentation that in fact, we've made this a 2-story building. We do have much taller buildings. We have 3, 4, 5, and some urban buildings, even 7 and 10. But this building is designed to be a 2-story building, which we know fits very comfortably into residential communities like yours. I mentioned the community in which they serve, the extension, and the generosity. And obviously our residents are very involved in living with generosity and being part of a lot of the charity efforts throughout the community. I wanted to give you a sense of some of the communities that we build in and around the California region. These are comparable communities. These don't represent specifically what this building is going to look like, but it gives you a sense of the size and the scale and the aesthetic appeal, the entryway with porches and a porte cochere, beautiful landscaping. So the whole point is we want these buildings to feel very residential and comfortable in nature. You'll also note that we put an enormous amount of effort into our landscaping. Fortunately, in Southern California, we have the real benefit of exceptional growth. And so we have a great gardens and outdoor landscaping for our residents to benefit from. This will give you a sense of the design aesthetic of the interiors. We change our interiors around a lot. As you can see, this is beautifully designed. It's comfortable, it's warm, it's inviting, and we would expect nothing less in this building. Some additional photos. Lower left is our bistro where residents can have grab and go food and coffees and teas during the day. Upper right is our dining room. Lower right is just a beautiful sitting area. And then the entry lobby is at the upper left. Again, I'm sorry for the noise in the background. I'll try to talk a little bit louder now. So this property, I know you all know it better than me coming in from the outside. I've spent a lot of time here, but you all are the residents. We are on Los Coyotes Diagonal. We are in the that spot that's current vacant, that's surrounded by the scrim netting. There are 2 medical office buildings and a church. And then there's the grocery store to the other side of us. First and foremost, you'll note in this image that the site that we're talking about does not include the medical office building. So our property will not be abutting any of the residential neighbors on the southern end of the property. So first and foremost, I just want to make sure that you all saw that and understood that this building abuts only the grocery store to the north, Los Coyotes to the west, and the church on the east. So there's plenty of buffer, and that office building is expected and should remain as it is. Here, you can see how our building now lays out on that property. I think you'll begin to see it comfortably sits in the property at the 2 stories that I mentioned to you. You saw the initial image. I'm hoping that we'll get to some other image in a moment. You'll see it's surrounded by significant landscape. We put a lot of effort into that external landscaping. In the middle, you'll see 2 gardens. The forward garden, which is on the left side, that is the assisted living garden. And the rear garden, which is on on the right side, that's the memory care garden. Our expectation is that we hope this building to be approved for 86 total units. Again, we would have 2 stories at 32 total feet with 51 parking spaces. And we would put on approximately 50 trees, not including all the additional shrubs and other landscaping that we put throughout the site. This gives you a sense of, again, in more detail. So again, the building is up at the upper edge. The single family residential homes are at the lower edge below what is titled existing building. That's the existing medical office building. So when you zoom in, now you're going to be able to see how the building is in more detail with the surrounding trees, both the trees that are in the parking islands, as well as the trees that are adjacent to the edges of the building and the trees that are inside the building. We're also adding significant trees up at the front edge and maintaining the existing tree line along Los Caídos Diagonal. These are some images of the proposed project. As you can see, we've gone for the beautiful Spanish style, which is reminiscent of this region. We've put some effort into all of the architectural details and surrounds, providing for a nice porte cochere drop-off and entry for our residents and staff members, and then they can go park after they're dropped off. This would be this is the front corner of the building. So going back, if you see the porte cochere here, I'm now looking over the left-hand side where this man and woman are. If you go over there, just keep on coming around that corner. We would have a dining room for our assisted living residents in this corner. And then we would have some outdoor seating for those residents as well. And to orient you, that image is up in this upper left-hand corner of the building. Again, I'm going to speak a little bit louder so I can get over the noise of the airport. Then we go to the side of the building. This is I'm going to go back up one more time to show you. Now I'm showing you the side of the building right here adjacent to the parking that is along this site access drive. And this is what it would look like with some of the trees. Obviously, the landscaping here was not as robust as the landscaping plan that I showed you a moment ago. What's important to note here is that the Sunrise team members at max capacity would be about 30 in the morning hours, 25 in the afternoon hours. Because Sunrise has such a good knowledge of how our residents and team members commute and drive. In this case, our team members, typically about 50% of them will do a share ride, share with each other, or some sort of public transportation. So about 15 of the 50 spaces would be utilized for them. Most of our residents do not drive. Most of the time, these are average age 86 years old. They're coming in typically with some assisted living needs. We promote independence. We preserve a resident's dignity. If somebody wanted to drive, obviously we'd be very happy to have that resident in our building. We just know the general nature of the resident who comes to our building is not one who is typically going to drive. Now we go around the back corner of the building. You'll see here a secure garden area. This would be for our memory care residents to be able to enjoy outdoor garden space, as well as a secure upper terrace for those memory care residents as well, who might be a wander risk. And that's how we ensure that these residents have a safe, beautiful, dignified experience while ensuring that they don't present any harm to themselves by being a wander risk. So with that, that's sort of the presentation of the overall plan. One other thing I wanted to address was the access. Just ensure that there is an existing driveway today coming into the medical office building here and here. That'll continue to be the same site access to our property. And that's how we'll come in, park along this back edge, and then be able to drop off residents and do some temporary parking along this front edge.